Welcome to Fandom Night, the show that knows that the Disney villain empire has extended exponentially lately. Because acquiring all those new properties, think of all the new things that are considered Disney villains now. Like aliens.
Oh, technically, isn't it a Disney princess now?
Predators.
Is the Predator a Disney princess?
No.
The alien queen is.
The alien queen would be a...
Yep.
Or no, it would still be a villain because queens tend to be villains for whatever frickin' reason. But, here we go.
Okay.
We are going to do... This is going to be a little different than normal. We are going to do a top 10 Disney villains list. And we're going to create that top 10 in real time. So we will be keeping scores of every single one of these that we go over, talking about why they make the list, and then we'll be putting them in order, kind of creating a tier list to decide what we think. Okay.
We talked about this. I remember this. Okay, I like this.
So, step one. These are considered to be classic Disney villains. They had to have been in a Disney animated thing. And it had to have been in a classic era of Disney. And we're not moving into live-action counterparts should they exist. We'll only be talking about them in general. And we did not include certain things that, to us, didn't make too much sense. There are some things that don't fit the villain category. They're just kind of used as bad guys. Like, we almost put the witch from Sword in the Stone on here, but she's really just kind of goofy.
And annoying.
Yeah, she's not really a villainous thing.
Yeah, not evil, just...
Annoying.
Yeah.
And annoying is not an evil trait. It's just, shut the fuck up.
She's very obnoxious, just like our one of our favorite villains ever, the Vanisher.
ReploidBill, William Bush.
Seth Sario.
Scott Action Jackson.
Shane McCree Proto Guy.
And our first guy to rate, I'd be surprised if you didn't know this guy made the list.
No, that's a big shocker.
I know.
I never would have seen Scar.
I know you were surprised that Scar was going to make the list.
You really think he's a villain? I mean, I thought what he did was fucking for the Pride Land.
If we want to go into actual lion stuff, there's argument to be made. But also, in terms of him being like an evil king, I have some big arguments on Scar. Like the Pride Land falling apart is not his fault. He can't control the fact that there was a literal drought.
Yeah, you can't.
That is not something he has control over. Bringing the hyenas in, I get that causes problems, but like at the same time, being a king that says all of this is under my protection, except those guys. Fuck those guys. Like, that causes its own fucking problem. And the fact that the only thing he had to do to literally rile up a nation that he could use as power gaining, the only thing he had to do, there's only one thing he promised them. You'll be able to eat. That means the hyena population is starving so fucking bad that all he had to do was show up with a freaking leg of zebra and be like, want more legs of zebra? Help me. That's all he had. That's the only thing he had in terms of his political promise was, I'm king, you eat. We're done here.
Yep.
Is it true?
That says something about Mufasa.
I have to ask you a question. I don't know if it's true in actual nature when it comes to lions. I don't know. I'm not an expert on lions.
I imagine not.
Since Scar technically overthrew Mufasa by,
by killing him.
I heard that he would also eat him. Is that true?
Technically speaking, it can, yes.
That's cannibalism, and you're eating your...
Yeah, but it does happen.
Yeah.
I understand that they don't understand like we do. Like, that's my brother.
In terms of actual packs of lions, there's only one male per pack.
Yep.
And then the other kids that are born male, once they reach a very specific age, they're either forced out of the pack or they're killed.
Yep.
So that's the way that works. The fact that for some reason Mufasa was just like hanging out and he had like all his ladies, and then he had like his kids and some other little guys that you could see, and Scar was still very much part of the pack. None of that actually makes sense. He was kind of asking for it.
Right, because truth of the matter is The Lion King is supposed to be based off of, I believe it to be Hamlet. It's technically a retelling of one of William Shakespeare's plays.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom. What about
Yep.
that dark spot? That's the live action. We don't go over there.
So
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, I don't. That live action.
this
thing sucks.
dude,
Scar's an
I'm not
interesting-
supposed to. He's supposed to be a bad guy, but he's like easily my favorite character in the whole
Okay, well,
fucking
first off,
thing.
Yeah.
First off, is he the best villain by any means? Absolutely not.
I see.
Is he a fun villain? Yes. I don't know. There's something about Scar breaking out into a musical number.
I loved it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now Jeremy Irons is no singer by any means.
Actually, they don't use Jeremy Irons.
I know
No.
they use somebody else because he can't sing,
Yeah.
Right.
and that's fair. If I'm a voice actor and I can't sing, bring somebody else that can sing.
Yeah. To be fair, they do that with a lot of
Now,
a lot of the
my favorite
big voice actors that they bring in.
I have a problem with the Lion King. And
Remember,
everyone
you only have one bomb and one Genesis for this.
Oh no, I like Scar.
So be careful.
I like
there.
Scar. Oh, you know where my.
But I'm going to put this dude really high on the list. His charisma, I think he's easily one of the greatest characters, if not my favorite character in The Lion King.
He's a little cynical because if you remember, he was playing with that mouse in his fucking claws. It was really cynical and shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for a kids show, which there's adult themes in there. You
I
can
was going to
see it.
say,
Every movie
Disney
has
is no
adult,
stranger
you know.
to some really dark shit.
Like-
they can kill, maim, hurt, and destroy nations, and they get away with it as long as there's a happy ending.
Yep.
I mean, parents in Disney movies are not safe.
Oh my God.
They are not safe.
No.
They have Disney's got a hefty fucking death toll.
Yeah.
Hefty.
For this,
I'm gonna give Scar a 4-5. I really like Scar a lot. He was my second favorite character in The Lion King. I love Mufasa. I'm a big Mufasa fan, and that's what hurts me to watch The Lion King when the inevitable happens. As a kid, I hated that. I cried. It was sad. That's a terrible way to fucking die, being trampled. That's a painful. I mean, if they don't hit you in the head and instantly kill you, that is a painful fucking death.
Yeah.
Being trampled alive.
I imagine it's unpleasant.
So, and then
As somebody who's been to a lot of indie wrestling shows, yeah, no, being trampled is not fun.
seeing fucking
Scott can attest to that.
and seeing Simba slowly walk up to his father's
Cheers.
dead body.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking.
Somebody give me a chair.
But
Uh-oh.
I did love Scar's fucking final words to Mufasa. Long live the king. Bitch. You didn't say bitch. I added that. I
obviously.
would have done that. But yeah, I love Scar. Great villain. Not the best. The best is coming up.
I'm at 4.7. I like this a lot. He's easily one of my all-time favorite villains.
If anybody knows me well enough, you all know where my Genesis is going. It's not even a fucking question. I know he's on this list. You can't have to add him.
3.
Ooh, you're not a
Ooh,
big Scar
wow,
fan.
he's not a big Scar fan.
He can be menacing and evil at times, but other times he's like, the fuck is the point?
I personally am at a 4 for Scar, and the reason being is because everything about him is great, except he's not really like he's evil, but he's not like the evil. If that makes any sense. Like, yeah, he wants to be king, he wants to have power. Everybody wants to have fucking power. That's literally most of people's goals is, I want a lot of money, and with a lot of money I could do a lot of bullshit, because with money comes power. So you can't touch me, you can't do shit, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go super political with it.
I watched this video. Do you guys actually know Scar's real name? Because Scar is actually not his real name. He actually has a real name. And
I knew it, and if memory serves, the actual translation is like shit.
Garbage.
Yeah.
What's he get?
Altogether, he's a 4.05.
That's not bad.
Okay.
That's a good score.
Yes, that's a good score.
That's where he comes out so far.
All right, Scar.
So he'll
Next
be near the
person
top.
on our list.
Oh, Hades.
Hades.
Oh, Hades. James Woods. Is it Wood or Woods?
Woods.
Woods. James Woods. Yeah. Okay.
You want to talk about a man with some fucking personality? Here you
Okay,
go.
this guy's big on personality.
Oh God, yes.
He steals the fucking movie.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my God, Hades.
Hands
does.
down, yes.
Hades is my second favorite fucking Disney villain of all time.
I see.
So 5. I can't give him the
Damn.
Genesis because you know where that's going.
Damn.
Dude, love Hades. Obviously he doesn't succeed, but no villain. Really
He made the entirety of it. I actually think that in terms of Disney characters and the way Disney characters are designed, usually there's a lot of memorable things in a Disney movie. But like in Hercules, I can't think of much. Like there's things I remember because I've seen it a million times. But like say I've seen this movie once, almost nothing else is memorable or makes me give a shit. Like Hercules is kind of dull. He's kind of simple.
He's very
the
basic.
Titans are designed cool, but they're literally forgettable in a single pass.
Yeah.
Most of the gods are goofy characters, and I guess that's fine. But there's no real personality there that I give a shit about past a single viewing.
Actually, if you look at the gods of Olympus, the ones that get the most speaking lines obviously are Zeus. Hermes gets a decent amount of
Hermes gets a few, but that's because he literally is the messenger.
He is a messenger.
Hera, for obvious reasons.
Yes,
I mean, you
Hera.
can't have the mom freak out about a baby and get like 2 fucking lines.
Oh no.
But as this
There you go.
movie goes, almost every character is forgettable in comparison.
You can't forget Hades. No.
If you were to
absolutely.
watch this movie once,
I mean,
and then
Panic,
10 years
but I mean-
old, 10 years later, come back and try to talk about it, I don't know how
Oh, you're
much
talking
you
about
remember.
his fucking little
Yeah, his little minions.
those
yeah.
demons.
Which I still think only work because of him.
Yes.
Like jokes,
Well, okay.
like them wearing Hercules merchandise and drinking his sports beverage, and
That-
you mean if he finds out, little things
If
like that
it's
only
good.
work
If it's good.
because of
First off,
Hades.
I love that there's sports drinks in ancient Greece. That's hilarious.
That's
And
because
sandals.
Yeah.
And well, they had the sandal things,
Yeah.
but like having like merchandise, like
Yeah.
T-shirts and stuff. Obviously, that was not a big thing. That was not a thing back then.
Actually,
I don't know.
gladiatorial fighters, they've been changed dramatically in terms of
Yep.
Hollywood history and real history. It was not actually common for a gladiator to go in a ring and fight like a giant lion and get mauled to death because you put a lot of money and time into them, and they were
Yep.
basically the athletes of their time. They were the soccer players of their world.
they're
they were the
Superstars,
WWE back in the day.
Actually, it was very rare to have them die because a lot of money and sponsorship and things like that were put into those types of people. So gladiatorial battles were carefully planned in a way where, yes, there were real competition, but like you wouldn't like get the guy on the ground and then stab him through the chest or whatever and be like, I'm the greatest, and this was a fight to the death. Fights to the death were not actually
You're telling
as common
me.
as people
So you're
make
telling
it.
me that the movie Gladiator was wrong?
It's mostly
Yeah.
bullshit. Like 80% bullshit.
still a good movie. I like it.
But
Oh, Hades, like I said, he's a 5 for me.
I think
Big on personality. I just love him, dude.
I might have to. I might have to sit there with you. 5 might be where I'm sitting. I don't want to give a Genesis because I know where I'm going to put that. Personally, I know where I'm going to put that. I like Hades a lot. Like he's fucking fantastic.
Dude, he really is. And-
Every other joke, the personality. Whoa, is my hair out?
Yeah.
Fucking.
Dude, think about that though. Like his look, the fucking blue flames, and when he gets mad, they turn into the orange flames.
Oh, aesthetically, it's really amazing too because it allows them to do things storytelling wise, where even if you're not picking up on sometimes, like where his sarcasm or whatever is, you could tell these little sparks of annoyance when he's like, "I know, you know." I know, you know. And like for that one instance, he went kind of red, but he doesn't lose his cool because he's standing there talking to the fates, and he
Right.
doesn't want to blow his shit. Like
'Cause
little
they'll
things
just
like that
often-
are so good and play off that character so well. I love that design.
Same.
He is storytelling at a visual finality. It's so good.
Yep. Yeah,
Because-
that's what happens when you let an animator
Well, let's-
actually do
let's
their
be real.
job.
You look at the
and
other-
throw in visual gags.
Look at all the other gods on Olympus. While they are
They're
colorful.
all boring
They
to
are
me.
they are
They're
colorful,
all boring.
but all they do is glow.
all they do is glow.
The reason for it is because you cannot get away with the shit Zeus does in the actual
Oh, I know how-
stories.
But
I know.
even still, he has zero personality
Yes.
in terms of visual cue personality. The other things are not designed like him. The
Right.
gods are just boring blue,
Here's the
purple,
thing.
green people.
You want to know who
Right.
has, you want to know who has the two biggest personalities in my opinion? Hades and Phil.
Phil.
Yeah.
Phil is also allowed to be comically drawn in
The
a way
fucking
because
satyr.
they accentuate certain features on him to tell stories
Yeah.
animated wise.
I
Right.
love Phil.
Right, and that's why I brought up like Pain and Panic because I can never
Yep.
remember which is which.
I think
But
Pain is the skinny one. Panic is the fat one.
okay,
I
because
think.
yes,
Yeah,
because
no,
then
Panic I believe is the skinny one.
And then Pain's the fat one.
Yeah, because
Okay.
because I remember when they fall down the stairs, he's like pain, and then yeah, because the dude
Panic.
pokes him in the butt,
Point of identity.
and Panic is the one that's all worried on his butt.
okay, because fucking Pain is Bobcat Goldthwait, and one of the last few times that he actually does the character. So in terms of that, like you kind of can't go wrong when you have him doing his type of bullshit.
What do you
either.
got, Seth?
I already threw down a 5.
What about you, Scott? Oh, yeah, you were the last one.
Yeah.
You gonna make this a perfect 5?
No, he's gonna be like fucking -5. Like no,
No.
he
No.
likes Hades.
The thing is,
No.
I don't know if I want to pull the Genesis on Hades or wait, because you guys keep saying there's a better one, but it's
Well,
like,
I know who I'm giving it to, personally. I know the list, to be fair, but I know who I'm giving it to, and if that villain is on the list, and of course he fucking is, if that villain is on the list, he's where it's
if
going.
you
So
know-
because I want to give my best chance to the person I want.
but
Yes.
considering I was helping you with the list, I forgot everyone who's on there. I remember a few of them, but
That's
not all
good.
of them.
No,
That's
good.
good.
That's
That's
good.
good. It keeps you.
So
guessing.
it's like, I kind of want to, but I don't know Genesis.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay, this guy. Ooh, you're gonna be.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
He's gonna
I,
put his score up there.
6.25.
So far, he's sitting at the top.
Well,
All right.
oh, Hades, you keep your throne because you're about to get dethroned.
Next,
Genesis. Told you my favorite villain is Jafar by far.
He doesn't have as much personality as Hades did, though.
But Hades
Personality
can't drop
wise, no, but to be fair, he also is way more fucking evil than Hades is.
Yeah.
Like, Hades' whole purpose is essentially, I'm tired of the fucking gods talking shit behind my back. I'm stuck down here while they're up there fucking partying. I'm the only one actually going to work and holding
Yeah.
down a fucking job.
Yeah.
Fuck them, I'm done with them.
He wants
so
to
he's
overthrow-
trying to fucking
he wants to
overthrow them.
overthrow Olympus.
Because he wants to have the party and make them have a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
Jafar, he just wants to rule the universe. That's all he fucking wants. And
he does
when
get-
it comes to dealing with Jin, be careful what you fucking wish for.
yeah, but I would also argue, and I know that you could find this shit all over the internet if you're really wanting to look into it. The Sultan isn't exactly running his country at its
No.
finest.
No, Jafar
he's
is
not.
Jafar's the guy behind it all.
No,
Well,
what
he's
no, it's
No.
just it. He's not behind any of it, and that could partially be a problem.
Yeah.
Because Jafar, in terms of the original animation, what we're shown, part of him wanting to take power is not just for himself. If it was just for himself, he could have raised and he could have got a coup started.
Yeah.
He could have found people that were very much on his side. Because if you're paying attention, some of the guards are very much on his side. They're following his orders first and foremost. And while they may be loyal to the Sultan,
He's also controlling the Sultan with his staff.
yeah, but that's just it. He needs to get certain things done,
Right.
Yeah.
and he's trying. He's making power moves. He wants to be in charge, but we never see exactly why. We never get a chance to see that. Does he just want to be in charge because he wants power? And that's very high probability.
Right.
But by the time he gets power, we know that power corrupts your character. And originally he was going for what he saw as the ultimate pinnacle of power, which was to be the Sultan, which
Right.
was to be in charge. And we see the state of affairs that the country is dealing with, and the fact that the Sultan doesn't even seem to understand his own job. Like at the end of the movie, he solves one of the problems by being like, "Oh well, I could just change that law." Well, you could have done that shit.
Hey, Jasmine.
A long time
hey,
ago.
Jasmine, marry whoever you want. Thanks, Dad.
But instead, he keeps bringing in suitors and shit like that he knows are never going to go anywhere. And it's just, there's little things that you could pick up on that make Jafar seem like maybe it's also ultimate power corrupts, absolute power corrupts,
right.
absolutely.
And it's part of that, and as well, it's also part that the Sultan, in typical fashion, he's played off as the fucking know-nothing, bumbling buffoon.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
And that's not a good for your ruler.
And you look at the state of affairs with children starving in the streets and shit like that.
I think the live action Sultan was a lot better of a Sultan.
It is. He is better.
He
is way better because they didn't play him off as a joke. And when you see that, that the Sultan is a joke, and I realize it's an animation, but when the Sultan is a joke, he's a goofy, stupid joke that doesn't even bother asking questions when elephants kick in his fucking door. Like, maybe Jafar is right. Jafar is the only one that steps up for selfish reasons, but let's argue here for a second. He's the one that steps up and goes, a fucking Prince of Boo-Boo here just fucking comes in with his fucking parade. We don't even know who the fuck you are. Where the fuck do you come from, man? And he's like, further than you've traveled, I'm sure. And he's like, try me. Lay a place on me. And then they just move on like, I have a flying carpet. And the Sultan is like, oh, goody goody. Mm-hmm. And Jafar's the only one still standing in the corner like, I don't know where this guy comes from. I don't know why he has money, why he has power, where the fuck he came from, like what's going on with his family.
We've literally been dealing with royal families for the last 4 fucking years trying to get this bitch
I've never heard
hid.
of Alibaba.
Yeah, we've been dealing with royal families for the last 4 years trying to get her married. We're on the last possible year. We're in fucking trouble here. She has to be married. And here comes Prince of Boo Boo fucking kicking in the door. Who the fuck are you?
Prince
Where the fuck have you been?
Fabulously.
We've gone all over fucking Africa and even into parts of Europe. Where the fuck you been?
Yeah, where the fuck have you been?
Ooh,
is this
small country?
Because this could be a small country, no-name sultan or prince trying to muscle in on sultan power. We don't know anything about this fucking guy, and even if it's raised for selfish reasons, he's the only one that raises the question.
Yep.
They take that away from him a little bit in the live action, and they give it to Jasmine, where she's like pointed out on the map.
They do, and that's exactly that takes away his questionable abilities as a villain.
But the reason why they do that in the live action is to actually show that women can be smart. And
as a shitty person, he's a shitty person. But just like when they played Lex Luthor a little while there in the New 52, they played him off as a shitty person that makes good decisions, maybe for the wrong reason, but he does have a certain passion in mind. He wants the human race to move forward, as long as everybody knows he's the reason that it happened. Yeah. That's a shitty fucking person doing good things for the wrong reason, but good things nonetheless. That's an interesting character. And then, when he gets the genie, and all of a sudden they start playing up the idea, well, you got what you wanted, but you didn't. You're still not nearly as powerful or as great as you should be. And then he's like, that's true. Well, I'm going to be the most powerful bad motherfucker sorcerer ever.
What I like about Aladdin...
And then they're like, you're still not really that powerful.
What I like about it is that he knows Jafar has a huge ego.
Well, yes.
So he's like, you're a sultan, but you're not the most powerful thing here. The genie is.
That's because, like I said before, the genie
he starts
based off
as sultan.
the jinn.
He starts as sultan.
Yes, he does.
And then they basically put that on top of him when they challenge him directly, and he realizes he has a flaw. He's not physically superior to other people. It's something he's dealt with his entire life. He's a skinny, frail little... Look at the fact that he can pose as the old man.
Yeah.
And nobody takes it for a second because he is a frail little older dude. He doesn't have any physical power. He's been pushed around and shit on his entire life, more than likely. And he finally finds himself in a position of power, and he's gaining more power over time. Now you challenge him physically, and even as the Sultan, he can't contend with that. So what's he do? He makes a decision. He says, I want to be the most powerful sorcerer that has ever existed. Now, come fuck with me. And then they take that even further by being like, okay, you're good, but
you're not that good.
You don't have infinite cosmic power.
And that's where he fucks up, is he gets on a power trip.
Yep.
But you can make arguments before he gets to that point, before he's corrupted, that there's something to him.
The live action, I
am on the genesis for this character. I loved Jafar because of the questions he raises.
I don't remember in the animated movie, but I know in the live action, he even goes and tells Aladdin, I know all about you. I'm from where you're from, buddy. I know what it's like to live on the street.
I come from nothing.
I come from nothing. I worked my ass to get where I'm at. And
now I'm trying to make
don't
some
know.
more moves, and here you come, Prince of Boo Boo, kicking in my fucking door with your shitty elephant.
So don't tell me that I don't know what it's like to be a street rat. I was one.
And I was one because the sultans that govern this area don't do their fucking job.
So I'm going to do the
we're
fucking
starving.
job.
We're starving in the street, and we don't even bother to teach our fucking princess that steal shit, lose shit. She doesn't even understand the simple economics of the kingdom that she's going to fucking inherit. Maybe we're fucking up here. Maybe this midget, fat, stupid motherfucker shouldn't be in charge.
Now I am a bad person, but I can make the real changes by making. I don't have those questionable judgments. I'll make them without hesitation.
Yeah.
If I have to kill that man to make sure you guys are safe, I'll murder him right in front of you. I don't give a fuck. That's what makes his character interesting. And he also has a talking parrot.
Sure, that's why.
Hey, man. You don't like Iago?
Iago!
Gilbert God. God is the last name Godfrey?
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you. An annoying voice by... I can't listen to that guy for too long.
Yeah, but listening to him reading 50 Shades of...
That's hilarious.
Oh, God.
That was hilarious. That was the best thing ever.
You can't come into my jungle and mess with Fred Fox. Anyway,
But just the fact
shitty
that
impression. I
just the fact that Aladdin was able to goat him and like, hey man, you want that power? Take that power. Oh shit, you took that power. There is one downside. Living space. Sorry, buddy. Oh, I got it. I'm your master. Ooh, tickle, tickle, tickle. I would keep that lamp. Just be like, hey man, I know you're all powerful and shit, but you can't harm me. I'm the master. I'll keep that right next on my belt.
Where's that put you?
I mean, what do you got? Come on, Jafar's great. Oh, use your
He
Genesis.
can't do a Genesis.
I guess you could do a 5.
Oh, I'm not going to do a Genesis.
I guess you can do a 5. I mean, 5's a good.
4.
Ooh, 4.
Okay.
Let's move it up to 5. I'm sorry, he's my favorite villain, so.
No, I agree to the 4. Like he's damn good, but at the same time,
Doesn't matter. He's winning. There was 2 Genesis. It doesn't
well,
matter.
yes, exactly.
Doesn't
But yeah,
matter.
no. At the same time, there are quite a few flaws that don't make him like perfect in my mind.
By the way,
But he is still at a 7.
because of that, and there's only 1 Genesis left, yours, he wins.
Yeah, but that doesn't determine the entirety of the countdown.
True, it doesn't. But as of right now, it's going to be hard to beat a 7 when you only got 1 Genesis. Oh, Maleficent.
That's right.
Oh, one of the OG villains.
Yes, and
Not
one
the
that,
OG.
one that has gained a ridiculous amount of popularity recently.
If you want to talk
Yeah,
about
and
someone,
that's because of the new movie.
no, if you want to talk about somebody that's evil, bam, evil.
I hit record, right? Let me check.
Check. So if you're
We
talking
are
about
recording.
evil incarnate, here's evil incarnate. This bitch is evil. Now the movies, the live action movies, try to make her a hero.
They try to give depth to her. They try to
Right.
show you why a bad guy becomes
like
a
what they
bad
tried
guy.
to do with the Wicked.
And I don't have
stuff.
a problem if you want to flesh out the character. Why did you become such an evil bitch?
Sometimes, here's my issue though. Lately, we've fallen into this weird thing with bad guys,
3.
where we constantly keep trying to give them more purpose. We keep trying to build them. Like look, Venom. Venom is all of a sudden. Venom's all of a sudden a hero. Harley Quinn is all of a sudden a hero. Like Sabretooth for a little while was even running with the X-Men as a good guy. Like they do this shit now recently where they take all these villains and they're trying to like push them into hero categories because like people like villains. They love villains. They do. Doing a fucking show about villains right now.
Right.
That's what happens. And so you see something that's like this, that's so cool, that has this atmosphere and this design. This is a solid fucking design.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, holy shit, that's eye-catching. And for its time, she's one of the greatest villain designs of her entire
Especially
fucking
since
era.
she
Yeah.
came out in the 50s.
So
And
that
especially if you if you know what the fuck happens, and the fact that spoiler alert for a 700-year-old movie. But if you know that she turns into a dragon,
Yes.
Yeah.
holy shit! Look
Like,
at the aesthetic.
it's so good. It's so fucking well designed. It's one of the greatest iconic designs in history. And so they want to give her more than evil. But you know what? Sometimes they're evil.
And
And
sometimes
sometimes we don't have to look deeper than that.
it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes the villain has the better
Now
development.
that is also not me trying to call out the Maleficent movies. If you like those movies, more power to you. Go watch them.
They're okay.
But I want to say that after you watch those couple
Didn't
movies
need a
and then you
sequel.
come here and you watch this,
I agree. No, I honestly agree. I didn't need a sequel.
after you watch the two Maleficent movies and they've made her a charismatic character that everybody gives a shit about, now you go and watch this and the actual artistic expression, the design of said characters and design of this animation is then wounded by your clarifying certain ideals. Sometimes it does actually hurt the original property to expand the mythology, and that's a case that happens here because now her design it comes off more emo than evil D&D witch that, warlock that turns into a dragon. Because this is, to me, in the original concept, she was like this awesome evil wizard thing, this dark wizard from D&D that turned into a dragon in the last final arc that caught my attention, and the mystery behind her was intriguing.
And obviously,
And now that they've designed her and pushed it more and more and more, it changes the aesthetic, and now she seems more life shit on me, I'm emo. It changes that design factor.
4.8. I like Maleficent a lot.
I dropped down to 3.5 because of the expansion of her character. It's just like I say all the time in these. Knowing more about this shit hurts the way you're going to rate it. And the more they expand her, the more it changes that look to a, oh, sad face me. The world is darkness.
Life is pain.
I personally am at a 4.5 because aesthetic and just evil qualities, it works well.
She is so evil.
But here's the thing.
Used to be.
Used to be.
Well, yeah, used to be.
She's not anymore. You
No.
have two movies that prove she's not.
But here's the thing that our combined score of 3.95 tells me. Yeah, that's well deserved. Do you know why you need a damn good villain? It's to make sure that you have a damn good hero.
And this hero is a blank slate that has absolutely nothing going for him now.
Pretty much.
And since they decided to expand her and not expand him, Snow White,
Aurora.
Sleeping Beauty is now her movie.
Yep.
It's her movie. It's the third part to her legacy. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with the prince or the princess or the kingdom. In fact, the kingdom is the bad guy.
Yep.
It's her movie now. It completely changes the design of the original idea to the point where it's now completely unrecognizable. And sometimes this is true, that by expanding on our heroes, we may learn certain things that make us care for them less. So there's something to be learned from that, but it does change the original intent of what this was.
The only thing it does is makes the original intent of the prince still turn into more of a creepy, oh, hey, there's a bitch sleeping in the woods.
Let me get up on that.
Yeah, let me get up on that.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I've been having lady problems, but she's ripe for the taking. Okay. The Evil Queen.
How's this?
This is OG.
How's this falling
That's
into
OG.
This is from the 30s.
Yep.
Now, if you don't want to count fucking Pete from Steamboat Willie, because he's technically a bad guy.
He's technically
Yeah,
a bad
he's
guy.
technically a villain, but
We
fuck.
argued that. When me and Scott were putting the list together, we were like, I mean, we could go all the way back.
Now, that
but
is-
then we were like, he's a fucking Popeye villain.
Now,
Right.
but if you want,
He's motherfucking
So-
Bluto, but with a little less personality.
we
Become
Somehow.
somewhat okay with the goof troop
if you
stuff.
want,
Right.
if you want to
Yeah.
talk about original villain, it's Pete. But because he's not really that bad of a dude, he's
It's-
just a little bit.
He's
of a
just
dick.
kind of a dick.
He's just kind of a dick.
She is the OG villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We deal
And
with
she's-
people in our daily lives that are kind of dicks.
She's suffering from she was born into power,
Yes.
and she was taught, hey, you're above society, yada yada, this and that. She was given these kinds of features. She was told,
You're better than
especially
everybody
by
else.
the class system that would have existed in the kind of world that they're showing us, and she has these magical artifacts and this power, and then all of a sudden her age starts catching up with her, because it does happen. Age catches up to us, and at some point she starts realizing that while the entire nation used to fawn over her,
They're not really. They're fawning over somebody else. Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Because that does happen.
Who's the fairest of them all?
She was essentially
Snow White.
She was
Kill that bitch.
But you got to think she was the celebrity.
She was.
If this is the type of class system that existed, and I imagine exists in this universe, she was the queen. She was what everybody wanted to be, wanted to look like, wanted to aspire to. It was the perfect fucking person, the only celebrity in existence.
Let's talk about her motives for killing Snow White. Now remember, this is the 30s.
To be fair, hold on a minute. Didn't kill her.
I know. Okay.
This is really fucked up, but she could have just wiped that bitch from the planet.
Okay,
She has the magical property and prowess to just remove her from existence. She didn't do that. She removed an obstacle in her way in a strangely passive way. Like, you're going to go to sleep for a while.
And the only way that you're going to wake up is true love's first kiss.
And that's really
Or
fucked
True Love's
up
Kiss.
because
Yes.
it is still evil, but it's a weird passive level of evil as opposed to Jafar. When we got there and we were talking about him, his first act of business to remove Aladdin was to kill him. Stop and think about this for a second.
Yep.
He takes Aladdin, strips him down to nothing, humiliates him in front of the people that he's now been heroized to.
Toss him to
and
the
then
ends of
says,
the earth.
And then says, now that I've shown you what this piece of garbage really is, I'm going to discard it like garbage. Bye, bitch. I could just literally warp your reality and kill you like I did so many other things later on in the movie where I just turn you into string or turn you into a toy and you're fucking dead. Like, no, I want you to suffer. You caused me shit. You're going to the ends of the earth. You're going to fucking freeze to death. And had he didn't know the carpet went with. His intention was, fuck you, you're dead. Her intention was, I need her out of my way. She needs to sleep for a while.
No, here's the thing. You look at Jafar.
She can have her turn after I'm done.
Yeah, that's a different kind of thing.
Jafar started off, he wanted to be the Sultan. He wanted to run Agrabah because he felt like he could do a better job.
Right.
Then he wanted to be the ultimate sorcerer.
Only when he was challenged.
And then, of course, challenged one more time to be the genie.
And to be fair, he still wasn't exactly a great sultan because he put himself literally in the position of power, and then he immediately started subjugating people that used to be in his way.
Yep.
But we don't see how he would have run Agrabah at that point. He never gets to make any decisions. His rule is like less than a day.
Right.
Yes. Now, if this is what it comes down to. The evil queen, which that's her name.
Literally. She doesn't in the original continuity she does not have a name.
It's evil.
Now she does.
I just normally refer to her as the queen.
Now she does because they do all that Once Upon a Time shit and everything.
Yep.
And they've expanded her character.
they turned her into a hero.
And once again, they play her off as a tragic hero.
And I've seen I've seen 5 out of the 7 seasons. Yes, she starts off as bad as a motherfucker, but it's slowly each season she gets a little better until she's a hero.
They love that shit.
Right.
Now,
it's like Heroes.
The closest thing to that is oh god, what the fuck was
Heroes. They introduced Sylar. They run for 2 seasons as the biggest fucking most horrible person ever. Around season 3, they start altering him, and in season 4, he's a hero character.
Look at Peter Pan.
What the fuck?
He's killing children.
Well, I haven't seen any new Peter Pan material. I didn't know
I mean,
that shit.
on the Once Upon a Time.
yes. And Once Upon a Time, Peter Pan. Hook is the hero. Peter Pan is the villain.
They love that shit.
They flip flop.
Right.
They love that shit.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. I watched that season. Peter Pan's a fucking prick. Like, I'm rooting for Hook to fucking gut him.
I think you might be the only other person who would know this, Scott. There was like some mini series that ran on like NBC, CBS, some shit like that. I think it was called like the 10th Kingdom or some shit.
Yeah, I remember the 10th Kingdom miniseries.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be like all the Grimm's fairy tales, only like more modernized and like they took place in an alternate dimension. And
I remember seeing the big old castle and stuff, and all these different stars on the covers and stuff.
The queen ended up being like the main character's mother, and that's the reason why she became the queen and was such a fucking bitch, is because she couldn't handle the fact of becoming a mom. Type of shit. It was something crazy like that. So yeah, that's the only thing like altering of the character I've ever seen.
I'm not huge on this.
Because
it was included because it made the most sense.
She's the original. She's the original.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. When you really break down, maybe that worked in the 30s, but when you break down her motive, it's petty.
I was going to say, even
most villains are.
I get it, but this is true.
Yeah,
but you're prettier than me. Go away.
No, wait. Even in the video game series Bill hates, Kingdom Hearts, they still keep her as one of the villains.
Yeah.
But
So-
she takes.
And then there's
big,
argument to be made that maybe she's being coaxed by the mirror.
it's
That
possible.
maybe she's not actually.
Oh, you mean in like that
Look,
Huntsman and Snow
because-
White where
well,
she's insane and stuff?
Well, listen, stop and think about this. The mirror is what keeps telling her she's prettier, she's better voice. Everything about that girl is better than you.
guys want her. Nobody wants your old ass.
And then how does she choose to remove the obstacle in her way? Put it to sleep. She chose a passive-aggressive means of removing her enemy.
yeah, she GTS.
But the
she
mirror is
GTS'd
the
her.
mirror might be the one that's pushing the thing forward, pushing the idea to take action, but her level of taking action is still very passive to the idea that maybe she was a good person at some point before she got a mirror that started telling her, not as great as you think you are.
Well, if you watch Once Upon a Time, when they show the backstory of the Queen, she started off as a good person. Circumstances turned her evil.
I'm at like a 3. She sets the field.
Yes, I
That's
agree.
all she does for me.
Because she's the OG, we have to give her at least a 3. She sets the tone of what better villains will come down the line.
3.3.
Yeah, I'll agree to the 3. So I'll go a 3.075 or technically a 3.08.
So basic.
Pretty
Average.
much.
You're an average villain, okay, but you started it, so that's why you get. Otherwise, I'd probably drop you a little bit more. I understand that a lot of villains come from pettiness, but that is pure, 100% unadulterated pettiness. That bitch is prettier than me. Go away, evil.
Next.
Ursula. Oh, there's a lot of things we can talk about. Ursula. Ursula. Squid bitch.
Her design
Works for that show.
is kind of crazy. I get what they're going for, and it honestly does work. And there is something menacing, yet, how do I put this?
Wasn't she originally a mermaid, but because she dabbled into some bad shit,
Actually,
and
supposedly,
she was cursed?
she has a past relationship with the king.
And because of that, didn't he like put a curse on her?
I don't know the extent of the stories
I don't
because
either.
there's 4 fucking movies now, and I've only ever seen one, and I don't give a shit about the
That's
others.
because there's only one movie, and that's the first one. It's the best one.
But from what I understand, she had a relationship with him years ago or something like that, and it's even hinted at in the first movie that she's had a history with him. So who knows what happened, why she ended up there. Like, yeah.
She wants to rule Atlantis.
No.
She wants the Trident.
She wants payback.
She wants payback. It's not. Yeah, for whatever was done to her, she seems to want to pay him back, to shit on him, because she's hurting a lot of people. But she also offers them opportunity. She's kind of like the aspect of the devil makes a deal with you, and it never benefits you. Because all those little weird things in her cave are people that made deals with her. That's what they all are. And then she usually comes in and fucking thwarts and fucks up your plans and
Well,
whatnot.
she is a sea witch.
Yeah. She's got a super solid design. I don't have a lot of history on her, nor do I really give too much of a fuck, which is also a negative in her aspect, because it's a villain that did not grab me enough to make me want to look into the history. So I stand at like 2.8 in all honesty, because I honestly think fans of this movie remember her fondly. But I actually think that as she steps out of this movie, she loses some of her appeal almost instantly, I think. I think that in terms of the pop culture and things like that, I don't think she resonates as strongly as some of the others. And if I'm going to give the Queen a 3, and I honestly think that she, in terms of a countdown for me, stands lower than the Queen, then I have to go 2.8 to put her there on a personal level.
I'm going 3.
Okay? What are you doing, Shane?
I'm not a big fan of Ursula. Really not.
Right.
But she's not a bad villain, so I'm not going to go into the ones.
I think she has a wonderful design. I do. But in terms of where because I have to keep in mind, this is a list that I'm creating, and if I already put one person out of 3, and technically on my personal scale, I would put her under.
I'm putting her under the Queen.
Then I have to
probably
go
gonna give
under
her
the Queen.
I'm going to probably do a 2-5. I'm not a huge fan of Ursula. But she is by far way better than the nuke I'm about to give.
And then, of course, now I'm stuck in that weird limbo I always get myself in, because in terms of the design, her design is fantastic. Her reason for being evil is kind of just the typical fucking I'm a villain, I want revenge, or I want power bullshit. So it's not
Seth
really anything.
Broly. He's so cool, but he's so lame.
Well,
The
it's
original
not so much
story.
Yeah, it's not so much that. I mean,
Super, no offense, but Super actually fixed Broly.
yeah.
They made him actually
See-
have a better backstory.
I don't know. See, because kind of like the thing that gets me with her is more just the matter of she knows she's cheating. Like, you already brought that up yourself, Shane. If you're going to fucking cheat, that makes you the fucking bad guy. Well, she fucking cheats. She purposely cheats.
She
only
probably
goes out
cheated
of
with
her
the
way-
other people that are
Right,
in there.
exactly. She only makes deals with people who she knows aren't going to be able to complete their end of the fucking bargain.
If you're
So
talking,
because they're not going to be able to complete their end of the fucking bargain, she gets whatever the fuck it is
if
they're
you want to
offering.
talk about somebody that can manipulate,
Exactly.
she knows how to manipulate.
Right.
She's
So-
got that down to a T. There's just
fucking 3.2.
I just think there's far
She's
better
just
villains.
barely a little bit better, and the only reason why she's a little bit better than OG just simply comes down to a matter of she's a little bit more fucking manipulative. It's not like super petty bullshit. But she's still at a 2.875 or 2.88. So she's ass.
Next.
Which, to be fair, she has a lot of.
Cruella de... Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Last night I watched that live
This
action.
is another person they've been expanding on
Fucking Hannah
for
watched
years.
that. She's like, why the fuck?
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you guys didn't like it.
I didn't
Nope.
watch it. Hannah
I
watched
didn't
it on
watch
her
it.
own while I was at work. And she's like, I don't know why the fuck they made the movie that way, because that makes her super fucked up. And I'm like, you have to be super fucked up to want to skin a bunch of fucking puppies to make a coat.
Yes. yes, yes.
You already have to. You have to be some form of a fucking jackass to fucking hate animals. Anyway. Sorry, that was purposely for Bill's neighbor, who's a fucking dipshit.
That would have been funny if he would have been like, shut up. Okay, let's talk about her villainy. Yes, she kills puppies. You're cruel, man. You're bad. That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad.
Super fucked up.
I mean, yes, you are fucked up in the head. I mean, her whole motivation is to have a great fur coat.
2. I have almost nothing to say about Cruella. Other than she's memorable because she's psychotic and you can see it, and she has that weird, it's caricatured, but she very much is a supermodel of her age and high society, and I just don't care.
I think one other thing I hated about the Cruella movie that they did, they modernized her backstory when she was introduced. When was the 70s?
Something along them lines, yeah.
So,
From the looks,
I mean, originally, I think it was supposed to take place London 1950 something.
yeah, because
but-
the look of it is very much suggesting that it's earlier age.
Well,
right,
in the
because
live
they still
action,
have the fucking
when she's an adult in
cigarette
the live
pipe.
action, it's in the 70s.
Right.
It's
right,
70s
but that's
London.
but we're talking about
The
This.
animated, I honestly thought it took place in the 60s, 70s.
I
myself.
could double check, because even though we don't do Jobber anymore, we have to bring it up all the time. Why the fuck do we ask questions? So, hold on.
When you talk about, motivation, she's got one of the weaker ones, easily. There's somebody else on this list that's fucking worse than Cruella. Trust me. Fuck that. villain. Not even a villain. I don't know.
The animated movie came out in '61,
Ooh, okay.
which means that probably would have been set in about 50s.
Unless it's supposed to take place when it came out.
Well,
So if it
true.
takes place in the 60s.
If it's a timepiece to the time that it was made, then supposedly this is taking place in the 60s.
So
but I don't personally know.
It's based off the novel that was written in 1956.
So it could also take
So-
place in the 50s or 40s.
Sons of bitches, god damn it, making me read shit, fucking...
You care about this way more than I do.
I really don't. I just want to be fucking correct for once. Because every other time we talk, we always get somebody in the comments, well, actually...
Shut the fuck up.
Well, no, feel free to explain, but don't fucking actually us. Just be like, guys, I like what you do, but you're kind of wrong on this. It actually takes place here.
actually, Seth, it takes place in the 80s.
If you actually, I'm gonna actually my dick into your ass. Fucking
Dang.
actually, Seth,
actually-
really
best bend over.
Actually,
I ain't got it in a
penetration.
couple months, so I'm actually.
He said it do. You have to put your dick in his butt too. He did. No, he did it too. By your
Yeah, but I
rules,
think he did it to you.
I'm not putting my dick in his butt.
This is what? Can we finish Cruella? The fuck is happening?
No, because I'm
No,
giving her.
God.
I'm giving her a .00001. Because the only thing fucking super memorable about her that makes her villainous is the fact that she wants to kill puppies for a coat. Nobody gives a fuck about her after that.
I'm gonna agree with Bill and just give her a 2.
What'd you guess?
Nuke her ass.
That's what I figured. All right, -5 equals that. And then
Now I'm-
Unless somebody else gets nuked, that's gonna put her as the fucking spot 10.
No,
negative
My nuke-
0.2499975 or a negative .25. Get rid of the bitch.
first off, my nuke is loaded, ready to go.
Next,
Oh, Captain Hook!
Captain Hook.
Ah, man.
4.
I like Captain Hook. He really, really, really wants to kill Peter Pan, and he doesn't like. And he wants to kill that crocodile that took his hand.
And who wouldn't?
I mean, okay, I get it. I'm a little peeved that you took my hand.
But he keeps running away from the crocodile.
But Shane, I got you a gift. Oh, what'd you get me? It's the gator that done got your hand. Now fall out a 60-story window.
Happy Madison. It's Happy Madison, right?
Happy Gilmore. Happy Madison is the fucking production company.
Oh, well, you know what? I had the word happy right. I've seen the movie. I just forgot.
3.
Oh, Hook is.
Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. 3.6.
He has some charisma.
Yeah, he's got some charisma. Really, he's not so much an evil villain so much as...
He's a little scorn.
Yeah.
I'll sit with you at 3.6, and I'll say that I never viewed Peter Pan any deeper than a fairy tale.
Yeah.
So I've never looked into it. I don't understand any of the side story, backstory, equivalent, expanded unit. None of it. I just view it as a literal fairy tale.
I'll agree with you guys. 3.6.
No,
I like Hook. I think he's a.
3.7. We can move on.
I mean, fuck, he's a pirate.
All right.
I mean, I like him, but there's not much.
Nuke.
Dang.
She's not a villain. She's a bitch.
She's a stepmother?
A bitch. Not a fucking villain.
And boy, did this ever write stepmothers in a really negative light
It really
for
did.
Disney.
And with Shelley being a stepmother, I wonder if she thinks, like, we're not all like that.
yeah,
To be fair, most days...
I don't
think
lock Gwen in the
talking
attic.
Look, to be fair, most days I like fucking hanging out and talking to my stepmother more than my actual mother. So...
But in this case, she's just a bitch. Not really a
Dude.
villain.
she looks
Zero.
it too. She personifies bitch.
So I'm sorry. I knew this was my nuke. I don't like...
Yeah.
Cinderella doesn't really have a villain.
My arsenal is falling right behind yours.
Yeah, so you're nuking as well?
Oh,
I gave them fair warning.
Oh, dude. I knew from the instant when I saw the list before, but this was weeks ago, so I forgot everybody. I remembered her because I'm thinking, ooh, really villain? Just a super bitch.
She is.
I mean, if we're gonna look at if being a bitch makes you evil, that means being a dick.
To be
makes you
fair,
evil.
she does do things that are legitimately
okay,
evil.
let's be real. She does lock Cinderella up in the attic, basically forces her into slave labor, refuses to let her do anything. I mean anything.
That's because her intention is my daughters come first before this thing that I didn't give birth to.
Yeah.
Right. And I get okay.
Like, to be fair, that's why my ex and I ended up splitting. Well, that and the fact that she fucked around with another dude behind my back. Not even behind my back. She even told me, I don't think I love you anymore. I'm going to go fuck another guy while we're still together.
To be honest with you.
But no,
she can get
part
AIDS
of the
and die.
reason why it is we had a fucking fight is because she already had a kid, and I said, if we end up staying together and we get married, I know this is a bunch of bullshit, but something in the back of my head tells me if we have a kid together, I don't think I'm going to love your kid nearly as much as I'm going to love our kid that we made together. And all of a sudden, that just started fucking problem after problem after problem after problem.
Well, yeah.
But
Well, see,
that shit fucking happens.
There was a
now,
different...
this bitch was just straight up, oh, you've got a kid, but you got money and a dick? I'm going to take your money, I'm going to take your dick, your kid, fucking get rid of it. And to be fair, there are news stories out there where mothers have killed their children just because the new boyfriend didn't like the kid.
Well, I actually lived watching a situation where a relative of mine got with a lady, and then he put his time and effort into that lady, and it actually affected his daughter because she did not like his daughter, and that really, it was a bad situation, like one that you could physically see all the time.
Yeah.
And I remember, because I have a problem, one day they came over to my house and they were saying something, and I said words as well.
You?
And
Hold on. We have to give the audience...
You gave your opinion?
No, we have to
Yeah.
give the audience time to dust off their shocked face that Bill gave opinions.
I'd be more shocked if you would have just sat there and quiet.
Well, they stopped coming around after I said what I had to say.
Well,
Yep.
that's a tough situation. If you have a kid and you get into a relationship and your girlfriend and or wife doesn't like your kid, I mean, that would have hurt your relationship with Shelley if she didn't like Gwen.
I mean,
You wouldn't have been able to be with her.
Nah.
That's technically what's going on here,
And
but
that is
this
exactly-
is also on a little more vile scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. This one,
Yeah.
she is bad, but pure evil, no.
Right.
No, she's
Which is
bad.
why, for me, she's just simply a 0.05. Because even though Cruella, she's just a psycho bitch who wants to skin puppies, to be fair...
That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't that bad.
No, it's fucking horrible.
It
But
is.
in terms of evil,
She's just psychotic.
yeah, that's some shit that a psychopath does. Just like shitting their own pants.
And really-
And then
So she's
fucking
fine for
flinging
one
it-
nuke, just not two nukes.
Right. So basically all Cruella is Cruella's the homeless guy who's pissing and shitting in the L train up in Chicago. This bitch is the asshole that's literally standing on the corner fucking robbing little
You don't have
children.
to tell me about the L train.
Yeah, I fucking
I was
know.
on the L train.
I fucking know. That's why I brought it up. Anyway, this bitch is a negative 2.4875.
You are slightly
or
worse.
A negative 2.49.
You
Next.
are slightly. Oh my God, Shere Khan. Is that? I'm saying it right.
Yep.
Because I wanted to say Shao Kahn, but that's Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
This is
No,
Shere.
trust me, I know it's Shere Khan.
Now, let's
because
talk about
one
the-
of Bill's exes. That was her
Yeah.
cat.
Bill knows that cat very well.
He knows that cat super
His
well.
balls know that cat
yeah,
well.
Yeah, that cat bit him on the dick.
Dude, because of that, dude, you do.
And then fucking Andy threw the cat across the room when he jumped over on his lap.
You know what's funny, Bill? You told me that story, and I have problems doing that, but my business with the cat in the room. I've actually had to take the cat and take him outside. I'm like, I've heard stories about cats. So you stay out there, because you bite my balls. Oh, I will kill you.
To be fair, fucking Shere Khan jumped up on Bill and started like grooming himself. And you know how sometimes when cats are grooming, they'll start like nipping it? Yeah, well, he was literally like chewing on his fucking foot and bit Bill in the dick. Bill's like, fuck! And like tossed the cat and he
well-
jumped on Andy, and Andy was like, "Fuck that!" and threw him across the room.
Why are we telling this story? What is happening right now?
Because of a cat.
Because it's a cat.
It's a cat.
I give the cat a 3.
Okay, cat gets 3.
Makes me sound like I was sitting around naked with a cat.
No,
That's not what was happening.
We were all hanging out. You and me were doing
Hey,
our
man.
usual
Hey,
of
man.
trying to get
Whatever floats your boat.
600 hours into Gundam Battle Assault 2. Or no,
I won't judge you.
which one was
what
it?
was
No,
really
Dynasty
going?
Warriors
What was
Gundam
really
2.
going on? We were playing fucking Gundam, and the cat sometimes sits in my lap, and for whatever reason, sometimes if I have the controller, he doesn't want me to play the game.
Yeah.
So he got in my lap, and he tried to push the controller. So I pushed him. He got back in my lap. So I did it again. He got back in my lap, and then I was sitting there with the controller, and all of a sudden I felt him bite me. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I threw him off my lap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everybody knows that cats are dicks.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that cats are douchebags.
Trust me, I have 2 of them.
I have one of them, and he's a douche. He can be.
Okay, I take that back. I have 2 of them that live with me. One of them lives at my dad's house.
This
So
episode is going to be
one of these
bizarre.
days they're random topics,
Oh
Bill.
my god.
Okay, fine then. Fucking
They know what we're about.
3.2. They know what the fuck we're
Okay,
all
I want to
about.
talk about him. His big motive is he wants to eat Mowgli.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, well that's a tiger's
He's
instinct.
hungry.
It's a tiger instinct. Does that really make him a bad guy? It's animal instinct.
It makes him the antagonist. That's
Yeah,
fucking
he's the
about it.
antagonist of the story. That's his level of
Another
villainy.
weak villain in my eyes, but I like him, so 3's fine.
Right.
He's a tiger. And the Jungle. I always like the Jungle Book.
Yeah, 3.1. I don't know why I like him because he's ridiculously simple, but I do.
Right.
I mean, he's no Scar, but he already gave a score.
Oh, did he? Who the fuck I missed?
I said 3. Shane said 3.
Oh, that's why I missed the other 3. I'm a
Okay.
fucking dumbass.
Yeah,
Okay,
Scott was the
3
first to vote.
3.08. Yeah, I missed yours.
Next. Oh, nope, that's it. Okay,
Really? Was that a top 10?
it's about to be.
Yep, that was the 10s.
It just didn't seem like there was 10. I didn't feel like we went through 10 yet.
It's about to be.
Huh, okay.
So, who got number 10?
The Stepmother.
Big shocker.
Figured that.
Big shocker.
The Stepmother is at number 10 for our countdown. Who got 9?
Cruella de Vil.
Cruella
the
de
shocker.
Vil got 9.
Not surprised.
8.
The Sea Witch.
Sea Witch gets
Fair
8.
enough.
Not awful. Not awful.
But not great either.
Still pretty low for our standard in terms of these are the ratings that were just came to live. We debated it live right here and made the countdown. That's how these are going to work for our show. So, who's got 7?
7 and 6 is the tie.
Okay. Who are they?
Okay, we have Shere Khan at 3.8
All right.
and the Queen at 3.8.
So, who sits higher?
Queen.
Wow. Okay. That's a tough one because, like I said, let's look at their motivations. One's pettiness. The other's hungry. Both of them have weak reasons to be villains. Him, on the other, I'm gonna put him. Animal instincts. That's dinner. I'm hungry. That bitch is prettier than me. I want her out of here. I'm going to put Shere Khan ahead of the Queen. So my 7 will be the
I'm
Queen.
also going to do that, but I'm going to do it for a different reason. His attitude has been recycled into many Disney villains, and
He was
he was
Tailspin.
also recycled into
Tailspin.
Tailspin!
and played a remarkably decent little villain for that show.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where he gets his expansion that makes me enjoy him so much.
Man, you tapped into some childhood there.
So
Fair
far,
enough.
I'm putting him at 6.
yeah, so Queen will
So
be
we have
7.
2 for 6, 1 for the Queen.
I kind of want to go with the Queen because she's the original.
Oh, we're in trouble here.
Anybody got a coin? We'll just flip.
Hold on. Come here, Google. Flip a coin.
Yep, let's flip a coin.
All right, we're gonna do best 2 out of 3 with this.
Okay, so heads,
So-
Queen, tails, Shere Khan.
Right.
Go.
All right. So flip number 1. It's tails.
So 1 for Shere Khan.
Flip number 2.
Shere Khan.
Tails. Sure, Khan. Okay.
Okay, so Shere Khan
Is
gets
number 6.
6.
He gets 6,
Khan!
and she
Queen's
got
the
7.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
Number
okay.
5. Not
All
top
right.
5.
number 5, top 5. Now we're in the big leagues.
Now we're in the big leagues. Who's got number 5?
All right, next one is Hook.
Hook.
Sounds about right.
Captain Hook made the top 5.
Hook
Great.
got number 5.
Look at,
nice.
look at that cheesy looking.
No shit.
He's like,
he's
I
proud.
love this
He's
gold
proud of it. He's proud of that number 5.
He is. Dude, out of all the villains, number 5 is good. Only 4 people are better than you.
Right.
Who got number 4?
Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Okay. No, that's
fair
respectable.
The
That's
Mistress
respectable.
of Evil. Nice. Only 3 people are better than you.
Who got our number 3?
Hold on, scrolling back down.
Oh, that should be
Scar.
Scar.
Yep.
Scar got our number 3.
Mistress of Evil, you lost to a
Not
lion.
bad.
Now.
And now our 2 big hitters.
Hades is
Yep.
number 2.
Hades got number 2. So Jafar did win, but
Yeah.
damn.
Yep.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
My 2 favorite villains made the top 2.
Now, to be fair, technically something we could do, because not all of us use genocide and not all of us use nukes.
Now, going back would be
Yeah,
a real pain.
Exactly.
Nope, that's
so
our
we're not
countdown.
fucking do it.
So
That is the top 10 Disney villains as voted by for Fandom Night right here live. This is how these lists are going to work. They're going to be full podcasts where we debate what we like or hate or influence each other on what we feel
I have a
about
question.
different villains.
And of course, talk
and
random
then
bullshit.
put them in perspective.
I have a question.
and make
Because
the
of
countdown.
circumstances, most likely he had to work, and that's really unfair.
Nick would have changed the scales
What?
here.
Yeah.
Now, when he shows back
I
up,
don't know to what extent he would have changed.
are
the
we going to
scales.
redo this episode
I
for
don't
him?
know. I don't know. We're probably just going to move on because a lot of the new rules for this show say if you miss an episode, we're just moving on because there's
Yeah.
a lot to talk about.
Yeah, because the old rule used to be if you missed, everything you put down is a fucking 0. But
Which we're not doing because
Yeah.
it hurts the scores too
No.
much.
But it is amazing how the number 1 villain on our list comes from the greatest Disney movie of all time. It's just bizarre how that works out. So let's all agree. No, we all agree.
Oh, we're done here.
Aladdin's number
We're
1.
done here because that's another
I don't
that's
kn-
another episode all
I
on
don't
its
know,
own.
man. I don't
Yeah,
know,
that's a
man.
di- that's a
I could
different
say
episode.
I could say Long John Silver from fucking Muppet Treasure Island. Best Disney movie, man. Come on now.
Ooh, Tim
Cabin
Curry.
Fever.
Tim Curry, Long John Silver.
Come on, man. Can't go wrong with Tim Curry.
Oh, I like Tim Curry. And no, you can't go wrong with him.
Technically, wouldn't that be the only... Oh, is that the only Disney movie he was
You
in?
realize you're not going to offend me. You can zoom
Actual
in.
I don't
Disney.
know.
Look at
I'd
that.
have to IMDb and we could moving on.
Look at that beautiful fucking disgusted face. Hey man, you won and you're still not happy.
You know what makes it even weirder?
He has a huge nose.
They're discussing Return of Jafar for the sequel live action.
Oh, well, in the animated, the second movie was called The Return of Jafar, so I guess they're keeping with...
Well, they might try to use some of it, just not all of it.
We're done here.